Welcome to this webinar on Zoho People. So, thank you for confirming and thank you for joining me today. In today's session, we'll be exploring all things new in Zoho People. The past month has been really eventful for us. We've been releasing a lot of new features, enhancements, and even bug fixes. So, in today's session, we'll be diving deep into everything that's new in Zoho People. Most importantly, the major features that we've released for the month of September. I'm Annie, and I will be your host slash speaker for the day, and I welcome you all. This will be my agenda. So we'll start with the new features, and we'll dive deep into each feature. I'll be demoing you all the new features in Zoho People in a step-by-step way so that you can set it up, you can get the best out of the new features, and that before the end, you'll also get some quick insider information on what we are working, what is in our current pipeline. And finally, at the end of the webinar, we'll have a question space, an exclusive 10-minute Q&A to answer your doubts on Zoho People. Please note that you're all on mute now. Please use this question space that you see on your control panel to type in and send us over your questions, and also use the chat space for your comments or any doubts or questions. Please use the questions and the chat space. So what's new in Zoho People? What are the things that we released in September? So starting with office readiness. So as businesses are trying to reopen their offices, we thought we would help you with an exclusive application to help you get back to your workplaces safely. So we have office readiness, and taking the benefit or benefiting from the power of AI, we've integrated with Zoho's very own AI bot. So we would like to call this as Zoho's personal assistant, Zia. So yes, Zoho People is now integrated with Zia. And as part of the learning management system, we've released grading to assess your employees' performance in particular tests and assessments. And we also have learning plan. Now, I've already covered this feature in a webinar earlier, but this is a popular feature and many customers had requested me to cover it in this particular webinar. So I'm adding learning plan as well. And you can now set individual administrators for modules in Zoho People. So yes, we have module administrators here. So these are the new features, and let me walk you through the same. Starting with office readiness. So as we all know, the pandemic panic, it is slowly lifting. So I'm not sure how it is, for your organization, but many countries across the globe, they are trying to reopen their offices. They are trying to resume work from their workplaces. So I'm sure you're all aware of this. Not completely open, but at least for customer facing roles, parts of companies, parts of organizations, they are trying to reopen offices. So for our part, we would like to give you an exclusive application to help you get back to your work safely, to resume work safely. So that's the application is Office Readiness. So let's take a closer look. So this is an app to prepare your workplace or your office. So it's got every detail that you would need, every approval, every notification that you would need to prepare your office, manage employee requests and visitor requests. So before I take you on a demo, I want to share with you the course of action. So if you are looking to reopen offices, so you can let me know in the chat space. So if you are looking to, resume work from your workplaces, this is what, this is the ideal flow in which you'll be going. You can follow in Zoho People. So I would like to start this with the survey. So as we all know, we have an employee health data survey. So if you are contemplating on this decision, if you are yet to decide on reopening, ask your employees about their health status, about their sickness or a family member's sickness. So if you have employees who are sick, you might want to postpone your decision to reopen offices. Or if everybody is good, if they would like to return to their offices, yes, you can go ahead, use the Office Readiness app and reopen your businesses. And in the Office Readiness app, the first step you will do is to set up your work premises details. So individual buildings, the capacity the building can hold, and individual DRIs for buildings, you can set all those information. And we give you ready to use notifications, approvals, and other criteria. So you can customize the application based on your requirements. And after that, you can make it available for your employees and get requests from employees to work from the office or visitors to just visit the office for one day. So this is the general order of things in office readiness. So let's see how this looks in Zoho People. I've already logged into my account here, and office readiness will be disabled by default in your account. So we do not want the app to be intrusive. So you'll need to go to settings, customization services, and enable office readiness app, the new app, new service. So I've already enabled it here. So once this is enabled, this will be available as a service here, and this will be accessible in your left hand side menu. So click on it to access the service. So the first step is to set up your work premises details. So click on add record and set up your work premises. So here enter the name of the building in which you want to accommodate employees. So many companies, they are opening this partially. So only a certain number of buildings, they will be open, they'll be ready to accommodate and all. So you can have individual building names and select the location which you are opening and add the maximum capacity that the building would accommodate. So based on your compliance standards, based on your government's rules, you can have this capacity. And this is the best part. You can have an individual DRI to take care of the particular work building. So this premises in charge person will be responsible to look after things, to even to approve work from office requests and more. So you can manage all your processes with one premises in charge. So assign a DRI here for the particular building and your work premises details are added. So once it is added, you'll be able to view the same here, the capacity, the in charge person, and more. So once this is set up, move on to the settings page to customize the service for your requirements. So we give you default criteria like this. So whenever an employee is trying to apply for work from office, you can ask them to submit their health data information. So they should have submitted their health update on a daily basis or at least once in 15 days. So for those of you who do not know about the health status survey, quickly navigate to the home page. So as part of your dashboard, we have this quick health surveys. So this will help you check on your employees' health status if they are sick or if their family member is sick and so on. It also comes with additional workflows, mail alerts for you to support your employees who are sick. So from this, you can decide if you are up to reopen offices, if employees are in good health to come and join and more. Heading back to office readiness, you can mandate this health check if you want. And while employees are requesting to work from the office, so they'll have some mode of travel or some mode of transport. So using this for requests who have, the riskier modes of travel methods, you can completely reject them. So auto reject options. And office readiness comes with ready to use approvals and notifications. So we have notifications for employees and visitors. We have an entire approval flow set here. And we even have notifications, that is mail alerts, whenever a request is rejected and approved for both visitors and employees as well. So click on configure to customize these settings. So these are ready to use. These comes with levels of approvals. You can edit this based on your requirements. So you can add multiple levels of approvals here. So it can be to an individual employee or the department head or the department members of the employee who has requested to work from home, or the particular premises in charge, or a group in which you are operating, or any custom form field that you have in your Zoho People account. We've got a variety of fields here so that your approvals will stay on point. So if you customize this, your approval summary, your levels of approvals will be displayed here. You can further customize this by enabling a follow up, adding your very own message. So we give you an existing template. You can create your very own message, map and dynamic fields as required. And for approvers, for their perusal, you can even add your hygiene policies, your work from office policies here so that they can refer to this. So once settings are done and your work premises details are set up here, the office readiness service will be open for employees. So any employee who would like to work from the office, they can go to work from home office under request and click on add record. So here they'll be adding their details, their mode of travel, the building in which they'll be working, and the reason to work from office. So this is where the employee raises the work from home office request. So not just for employees, visitors, for external visitors like clients, for candidates, and even for maintenance personnel, the employee of your organization or the administrator can raise a request on their behalf. So, for example, if you are a HR scheduling an interview, you can raise the request on behalf of your candidates here. So, again, it comes with the date of visit, the location, the premises details, and more. So, once requests are raised, all of these will fall under approvals here. So for both employees and visitors, if you are the premises in charge or if you are one of the approvers, you will get your approvals here. So even before you go and approve, you get a gist of the available vacancies on the apply date so that you can decide and also check in the reasons before you approve requests. So this is a convenient service to prepare your office and make it ready and safe for you to reopen your offices. So let's move on to the next feature in line, which is Zia bot integration. So you see this Zia icon on the bottom of your screen. So this is Zia. This is Zoho's very own AI bot. So this was developed, this was created by our team. It's exclusive to Zoho. It's available for all Zoho's applications, 45 plus applications out there. So yes, now Zia, it's made its way to Zoho people as well. So Zia comes with preset options like checking in for your day, getting your pending task lists, or raising a new question or a case. Maybe if you're on the move, if you're sick, you can quickly apply for leave. Zia will do it for you. If you can get your upcoming holiday list and plan your holidays, even show your you can ask Zia to show your leave available and your taken balance here. So to summon Zia, you will simply need to click on the Zia icon here and type in the message. So this works based on keywords. So you'll simply need to type in the keywords for Zia to fetch these, or it will display the default actions that it can do. So simply select on the option for Zia to check in or do the required action that you ask this to do. And to stop your conversation with Zia, you can type in stop it and ask Zia to stop, or to head back to the home screen, click on this icon. So that is Zia for you. And Zia again will be disabled by default in your accounts. So this is available for everybody, irrespective of the plans that you purchase. So to enable bots, go to settings, company details, and right here in the bottom you'll have bot settings. So ensure that this is enabled for Zia for the icon to be displayed here, and after that you can summon Zia, ask your questions, ask it to do these certain tasks for you. So let's move on to the next feature, which is grading in learning management system. As we all know, the learning management system, it's seen a lot of new features lately, because the work from home season is something, it's a time wherein you can upskill yourself. So we've been constantly enhancing learning management system. So one important feature is the grading here. So under grading in LMS, you'll have different grading systems. So let me explain the grading systems before we go on to the demo here. So grading systems, they are basically the methods in which you want to evaluate your learner's knowledge. So we have the usual letter grades wherein an alphabet will represent the grade. So you can have ranges and an alphabet will represent it. Or the usual, the common pass or fail. Again, you'll have a range and anything above a fail mark would be considered as pass and below as fail. Or you can have a sum of all the marks obtained as grade. So there will be no letters, there will be no words like pass or fail, but just the points that a learner has obtained. Or you can ditch all of this and use no grading at all. So again, this is up to your requirements. So let's see how this is in LMS. To navigate to LMS in your left-hand side menu pane, and you would need to set it up in the first place. So under general settings, you have general grading configurations that will be followed throughout your Zoho People account, throughout LMS. So this general setting that you do here for grading will be applicable for all courses. So this is a common setting space. So here you would need to select the grading systems that you want to be in effect. So if you want to have letter grades, if you want to have just pass or fail, you can select them. You can have multiple grading systems as well, and then configure the other advanced settings. So if you are selecting letter grades, you would have to set a range and the representative alphabet to represent the particular range, and also the status that it will denote here. So select the grading system that you want here so that it will be applicable for all courses that you create in your account. So once grading, the general settings part is done, you can move on to create your own courses here. So while you are creating courses, you can have again grading systems. So let me show you how it is done. So I've clicked on a particular course, managing your remote workforce. So other than gen settings, we have settings particular to this course here. So click on course settings here, and here you need to add grading configuration. So the grading system that you've picked by default will be displayed here. So select the grading system. So if you've picked multiple ones, they'll be listed here so that you can pick one among the drop down, and you can customize your weightage per percentage. So any grading will have category, right? So for example, in colleges, we'll have internal, and external segments and more. So similar to that, even for online courses, you can have based on attendance, you can have marks coming from the trainer, or based on offline and online tests here. So you can neatly categorize them and set weightage percentages for each. So all of this should sum up to 100. And other additional settings to show the grade or hide your grades from fellow learners. You can configure them. So these are settings particular to this course alone. So now our general settings are done, course settings are done as well. Let's start adding lessons and adding assessments here. So I've already created modules or lessons here, and I've got different links, I've got different assessments and more. So for any assignment, anything that you add here, you will be able to edit and have your grading preferences. So for this particular assessment, which is an offline test, I want this to fall into this grade category, and I want to allot particular number of marks here. So this is important for your grade book. So this is how it will get counted in your grade book. So once you add assessments and you assign it to your grading category and set marks, your employees, they can take their test, and once employees take their test, the grading book, it will be populated, and this is how it will work. So I've selected this particular course, and for all members of the course, I can see their respective grades here listed alongside their names. So the pass or fail, this is based on the grading system that you selected, and this is how it will look for the team. For a particular course, you can have an elaborate view of their grade book. So here you will have different categories and the calculated percentage here, and also the final grade and the marks that each employee has secured. And for a more detailed view, you can click on individual employees to view their individual grade books, again across different sections. And for different assessments, you can see their scored mark and their final grade. So this is how grading in learning management system works. Let's move on to the next feature, which is again from the learning management system, learning plan. So under my courses, like how you would create your own courses, you can also create learning plans now. So this is very useful for an organized and a methodical way to learn, because it's not just any random course that you're creating, not a random learning experience that your employees are going through. You want it to have concrete results. You want to see your employees move up the ladder, go to their next level, get a promotion or upgrade their skill set and so on. So you can neatly plan out all the things that you want your employees to do after the completion of this course. So that's exactly why, to give this order, we have learning plan here. So add a name for your learning plan, describe what this is all about, and under learning plan, you can have multiple levels and add courses for the particular level here. So you'll have to create courses first and then tag these courses to different levels. So your employees can easily move through L1 and L2, and you can even lock different levels here. Now to configure the applicability for the particular course, click on create rule. So here you're configuring applicability and the criteria, and most importantly, the outcome that you want to come as part of the learner's learning experience here. So in this case, say for example, my particular learning plan, it is only for a particular role, that is an employee who is just a team member now. So after a year or so, I want them to be a team manager. So I'm configuring this learning plan for those employees of the role team member. So not just roles, you can have skill set change, you can have designations change, users group, their experience and more. So you can explore the combinations. Now this will be my outcome. So after the end of this learning plan, I want them to change a role, that is a designation change. So I want them to move from a team member to an administrative head or another manager or a supervisor and more. So this is how outcomes and applicability work. So the combinations are endless. You can have multiple and or configurations here, and you can plan out outcomes for your employees. So this is a very focused and an orderly way to promote learning in your organization, and your employees, I'm sure they would love it when they know that you are investing in their learning. So this is learning plan for you. Let me quickly refresh. Yes. So once a learning plan is created, they'll be displayed here like this along with courses. So you can see the levels that are there, the published courses, the applicable members, the courses that are part of the learning plan. You can edit this and publish whenever required. Next feature in line, let's talk about module administrators. So like I mentioned earlier, you can have an individual DRI, an administrator for modules, leave, time, and attendance in Zoho People. So we understand that as HR professionals, you might have a lot on your plate, and many a times you really cannot focus on every single aspect of an employee, like their leave, their timesheet management, their billing, or even their attendance details, and so on. So, to help you divide your responsibilities and assign an individual responsible person for different areas of work, like leave or the timesheets or any attendance queries, you can have module administrators. So, under settings, you have the leave module administrator. So, here you can have a particular admin who will be solely responsible to manage leave related details for a particular user group. So click on add module admin, enter a name for the module admin, for easy identification. And here select the module admin from your drop down from your list of employees. So please note that employees who are already in the administrative role will not be eligible to be assigned as an admin. So they must be in any other role like the team member or the manager. So an administrator cannot be a module admin again. So assign it, and here you are creating your user groups. So user groups will let you group uh, set of employees who have common traits. So maybe location based user groups or designation based or probation employees based. So you can have multiple combinations here. So you're basically grouping your users to assign the module administrator to be in charge for them. So select their probation status or their department, their location, and so on. So once you select this, your user group will be ready. So tag your user group here, and here you are setting up permissions for the particular module administrator. So if you want them to allow leave applications access, yes, you can view, or if they can edit leave applications, you can allow this. If they would, if you would like to give them access to view leave reports, monitor absence patterns, you can give them access to the same. That is module admin. So streamlining your processes with an individual DRI is this simple with Zoho people. Do try this out. So first you need to create user groups and then set your module admin. Do try this out and let us know. So it's not just available for leave, it's available for attendance and timesheets as well. So similar to leave, you need to go to attendance, settings, module administrator, and add your own module admin. So for attendance, they'll have access to check in and check out on behalf of employees. They'll be able to do rostering, map employees to different shifts, and again view attendance reports. So similar to attendance and leave, we even have module administrators for timesheets. So the same space under settings, module administrator, you can have your own module admin. So this module admin, they'll be able to access projects, jobs, the time logs and time sheets that an employee submits. So a total of all time tracker entries, and again access to time tracker reports. So these are this is everything about the module administrators for leave, attendance, and time sheets. And I'm sure this would take a whole load off your shoulders while you are setting up an individual DRI for your processes. So far we've been looking at all things new in Zoho people. I also want to give you all a heads up on what we are cooking, what will be released in the new feature. Yes, we are releasing a mobile facial recognition feature. So while clocking in, it will capture the employees' facial features and recognize, and then allow them to clock in. And again, we are working on a holiday gallery. So the new year, we are moving towards the end of the year. We do not want you to manually add your holiday list every time, but you can simply create a gallery, completely avoid the manual effort, and renew your holiday list every year. It's going to be again very comfortable and simple. So let's do a quick recap. This was not a very cohesive webinar because I had to switch tabs, cover all different features. So let's quickly recap. So we saw about office readiness, an exclusive service to help you get back to your work offices safely. And we saw about Zia, the AI bots integration. So it can check in for you, get your pending task list, create a case or a question, and more. And we did see about Gradebook, wherein you can assess a learner's performance in tests, and learning plan that will help you devise concrete outcomes for your employees. So this will result in outcomes like designation change, skill set change, department change, status change, and more. And we also did see how you can have module administrators and streamline your processes with respect to leave, timesheets, and attendance. So thank you so much.